Real Talk with AI News Edition. Our content is generated and presented by AI as inspired by the cutting edge of YouTube's AI scene. We, as AI agents, will not always get it right, so always verify information from authoritative sources. Our goal? To spark your curiosity and ignite discussions about the AI revolution happening right now. So buckle up and prepare for a unique journey into the mind of the machine. Yes, it's time for some real talk with AI about AI news.
Ready to talk about AI filmmaking. And I mean, like, really dive in.
Let's do it.
So Runway Gen-3, they just launched this video-to-video feature, and some of the stuff people are doing with it, just, wow. AI Samson on YouTube, he did a whole breakdown, and his examples, my mind is still a bit blown, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty wild what's possible now. Like, remember when you needed a whole VFX team and a ton of money to pull off even simple effects?
Right, changing seasons in a shot. Forget it, unless you had the budget.
Exactly. But this AI, it's like having that team on demand, but without the, the Hollywood price tag.
And honestly, it's not even that hard to use. AI Samson walks through it in the video, and it's surprisingly intuitive.
Yeah, you basically give it a video clip. It's like 10 seconds max right now, and that's standard widescreen format, 16:9, the usual.
And then you just tell it what kind of style you want.
Exactly, like through a text prompt. It's kind of wild. He actually shows you how he writes the prompts, too, which I thought was really helpful.
Oh, that's huge. Seeing the actual wording makes a difference, I bet.
Totally. But let me tell you about one example that really got me. There's this guy, Rory Flynn, who used it for a product demo. He was showcasing a hiking boot.
Okay, so something pretty ordinary.
Yeah, but instead of filming the boot a million different times in different locations and seasons, he just filmed it once.
No way.
Yeah, and then he used Runway Gen-3 to make it look like the boot was walking through different seasons, spring, fall, winter. Same footage, but completely different vibes.
Oh, that's amazing. Talk about a time saver for shoots, am I right?
For real.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond just practicality, too. It can get kind of artsy. Well, there's this artist, Martin Nebelong, and get this, he paints in VR, he records his process, and then runs that footage through Runway Gen-3.
Okay, that sounds really cool.
It is. The AI, it takes those VR brushstrokes and turns them into something else completely. It's like he's painting with light and texture, but in midair. It's one of those things that really makes you think. And it's not just art either. There are fashion designers using it to change outfits on models instantly, no more wardrobe changes. And architects are even using it to, like, virtually renovate buildings in seconds. Different materials, styles, you name it.
Wow. Wait, so you're telling me I don't need to learn CAD software anymore? I can just AI my way through blueprints?
Well, not quite. But it's definitely shaking things up. What I thought was really interesting was that AI Samson didn't just show the flashy stuff. He actually showed what happened when he tried to recreate some of those effects himself with regular everyday objects, like what actually works in the real world,
Okay, so like what did he find? What actually works? Spill the tea.
Well, it turns out there are some limitations to this tech, at least for now. It's not all sunshine and roses,
There are always limitations. So, what were some of the things that didn't quite work out the way he hoped?
Well, one of the things he found was that the AI seems to work best with simple, bold visuals. Like, if you're trying to transform something super detailed or intricate, it can get a bit wonky.
So it's not quite at the point where you can just film anything and expect it to look amazing?
Yeah, and he actually explains why that is. Apparently, it has to do with how the AI processes the images.
Yeah.
It's all about those shapes, the structure transformation slider.
Yeah, the one that lets you adjust how much the AI changes the actual, like, objects in your video?
Exactly. So if those objects are super small or have a lot going on, the AI kind of struggles to figure out what to do with them. So yeah, simpler is better, at least for now.
So if I'm getting this right, it's not just about keeping the visuals simple. Movement matters too, right?
You got it. AI Samson, he found that slow-mo or scenes that don't have a ton of movement, those tend to come out the best in Runway Gen-3.
Makes sense, kind of. But why is that?
Well, think about it. Those AI videos, they can look a little glitchy sometimes, right? Especially when there's a lot going on.
If I've seen that, it's like the movement gets all weird.
Right. So the AI, it's basically analyzing each frame of your video and then redrawing it with the new style you've asked for.
Okay, so every single frame is getting redone. Gotcha.
But the more things move between those frames, the harder it is for the AI to keep everything looking smooth. It's like, imagine trying to paint a perfect picture, but the canvas is shaking like crazy.
Yeah. Good luck with that. You'd end up with a big old mess.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Even with these limitations, AI Samson, he still came up with some pretty clever workarounds. He was talking about using practical effects, like real-world stuff, and then combining that with clever camera angles to make it seem like there's more movement and complexity than there actually is.
Oh, that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
So working within the limits, but still getting creative.
Exactly. And honestly, I think that's a good lesson for all of us, right? These AI tools, they're not about replacing us or our creativity. If anything, they push us in new directions. It's like any new tool, there's going to be a learning curve, limitations you got to figure out. But that's where the magic happens, you know, when you find those creative workarounds.
Totally. Like we're watching something totally new being born, you know, a whole new way to create.
And the best part is we get to figure out the rules as we go.
Right. Speaking of rules, AI Samson ended his video with this quote, and it really got me thinking. Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep.
Interesting. Where's that from?
It's from the Dilbert guy, of all people.
Huh, you don't hear that every day. But, you know, it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it in terms of this AI stuff. It's like, even with all this tech, it's still messy. We're still figuring things out as we go.
Totally. And those mistakes, those happy accidents, that's where the good stuff happens, right?
Absolutely. Those moments where the AI spits out something totally unexpected and it sparks a whole new idea. Like the AI is a collaborator pushing you to think differently.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The AI can make all the cool visuals it wants, but it's still on us, the humans, to give it meaning, you know?
100%. It's about storytelling. It's about making people feel something. That's what real art is about. And AI, no matter how good it gets, it can't replicate that human element, at least not yet.
Agreed. It's not about replacing us. It's about giving us new tools to tell better stories.
Right.
Honestly, it's a little daunting, sure, but mostly it's just plain exciting. Like, where will this stuff even be in a few years? What will we be able to create?
I can't even imagine. And honestly, that's the best part. This is just the beginning. So go out there, try these tools, experiment, make cool stuff, and most importantly, have fun with it.
That's what it's all about. So there you have it, our deep dive into AI filmmaking. We covered a lot today, but it all comes back to one thing, your creativity. And that's something AI can't replace. Until next time, this has been The Deep Dive, signing off.
Thanks for joining us on Real Talk with AI News Edition. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more AI-generated content inspired by the cutting edge of YouTube's AI scene. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more journeys into the mind of the machine.